What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of We Need to Talk. This is episode 433. Shout out to everybody who's been tuning in, everybody who's been watching, gaining from the information. Your presence and your energy is much appreciated. Today, the topic is why a safe space is not enough. And so, this channel is based on dating and relationships. So, just something that I thought of today, something that hit me earlier today that I wanted to kind of talk about and sort of break down because, um, especially globally right now, there's a high priority put on safety. Safety is glorified. Safety is prioritized, and safety has a positive connotation in reference to things that may scare us or be fear provoking. So we know that, and in knowing that, a lot of that has permeated into the relationship space as well, especially if you're somebody who has gone through drama, gone through abuse, gone through manipulation, right? If you're somebody who has gone through these things, these are attacks emotionally and maybe physically. So, with that said, from there, your next goal or your goal for your next relationship would be, hey, I just want to be safe. I just want a safe space. Free from chaos, free from attack, etc. I just want somewhere that's safe and predictable, right? The problem is, first problem is what has been safe has actually been unsafe. Our minds work in an overprotective mode, and they a lot of times, especially if there's been childhood trauma, our mind places us in connection and in attraction with people who are familiar to our traumatic incidents or familiar to the people who may have perpetrated trauma onto us or abuse onto us or neglect and abandonment onto us, as an effort to create a safe and predictable space. Yet we know that those things like abuse, manipulation, all of these different things are unsafe, especially long term. So, what is deemed safe in most cases is not safe enough, or sometimes it's not even safe at all. So, with that being said, in that type of situation, what should be sought after if not a safe space? Well, don't get me wrong. Having a partner who creates a sense of safety by virtue of protecting your energy, feelings, and peace is very important. But even still, with that, it's not enough. The reason I say it's not enough is because it should be that, yes, our partners are people who prioritize you feeling that it's a safe environment to connect with them. But even beyond safety, what about enhancement? I'm an advocate for relationships not only being safe, but boosting us, enhancing us, making us stronger in certain areas, awakening us to new things, new ways of connection, new information, new patterns of growth, evolution, right? I can create my own sense of safety. I can protect my own peace. In essence, what would be the point in existing with somebody if that's all we have? I want to be enhanced. I want there to be a mutual sense of provoking growth and evolution in the other person. And so we ascend together. We positively influence each other to grow beyond our safe spots, beyond our plateaus, beyond what is comfortable and isn't rocking the boat, but isn't growing us either. We have to focus on what is taking us to that next level and what is taking us there continuously. I know I don't want to be paired with somebody whose thinking is very stagnant and they're not prioritizing their own growth or them, ascending beyond a certain point, or feeling as though all the self-discovery is done, all the self-awareness is finished, and they've somehow mastered life in totality and they are the perfect human being. And now we can just chill and just sit on this level. I'm challenging you to focus on going beyond safety and going into those unknown realms, going into those points of growth that you don't have a reference point for. Because both of you are just on this ride to being the best possible version of yourself that you can, hitting your peak levels in all different areas, right? I don't want a partner to Netflix and chill with for the next 50 some years. I want to grow and to enhance and be enhanced, right? What are we teaching each other? How are we helping each other to grow? What levels beyond safety are we pushing and encouraging each other to hit? How much fear are we helping each other counteract? Those are the things that drive me when it comes to relationship building. Those are the things that would attract me to be in something. Because you speak on unequally yoked, and if only one person is growing, that's an unequal weight distribution. That's you pulling a carriage like a horse would. And that's not an equal relationship. That's a one-sided situation. And in essence, it will put a anchor on your trajectory because you're pulling dead weight behind you. Instead, you can be each other's energy, each other's batteries, each other's thrust when we're talking about just, each other's engines pretty much. And mutually support each in in growing and exceeding past where we are. I can do a lot on my own. So to connect with somebody and everything just kind of look the same, or to reach a stopping point, it wouldn't be prudent and it wouldn't be adding to your life. Safety is overrated. If every culture globally played it safe, we'd be on one continent. There has to be an exploratory element to you that wants to grow and wants a growth partner. Otherwise, you will choose based on safety, and that safety will eventually be unsafe. Similar to the dichotomy between entrepreneurship and 9 to 5, right? There's when you think of the argument, you think of, okay, 9 to 5 safe, entrepreneurship, I don't know, wavy. I don't know. The difference is as well. So look at the benefits of the lack of security and the lack of safety when it comes to entrepreneurship, right? Some would argue that that's even safer, but we won't even do that. Let's look at the benefits. Entrepreneurship, no ceiling. Job, ceiling. Same with relationships. It ain't gonna get no better than this. You pick a safe partner, predictable situation, and obviously there has to be some predictability, but a safe partner that you choose, yes, it's going to be safe, predictable, no growth, ceiling. It can only get this good, this mediocre, this 50%. That's all you get. Entrepreneurship, growth partner, no ceiling whatsoever. And you grow every single day. You ever talk to an entrepreneur who's deeply rooted in their passion? This is why I always press for people to discover their purpose, and I'll help and coach people to do so, because it's a buffer to a lot of hardship, it's a channel for a lot of difficult emotions and things like that, but it's also a place where you know your worth and you are excited day after day because you are deep in the creative zone, deep within your purpose for being here, and you are making an impact as much as you want to make it, and your ceiling is non-existent for your financial compensation and your and financial freedom and things like that. No ceiling whatsoever. So why would you want that but not want that in your partner? That's incongruent. We want to make sure that everything's parallel, everything's aligned. I'm not going to be a growth oriented, choose entrepreneurship as a growth oriented vehicle for my passion and then pick a stagnant partner who's safe with a low ceiling. Why do that? Everything aligns so that everything can reinforce everything. When we're talking about momentum, things have to think they're interconnected, which is why, my approach with life coaching always focuses on my 4 P's, psychology, purpose, partnerships, and physical health. Because I know the interplay, I know it exists, and I focus on helping everything to grow and advance simultaneously, all at the same time, because that's how you hit those upper levels of mood space, functioning, happiness, positive expectation, all of it, and you start to literally change the mind space. That's the spark of life, to where you can change your inner world and watch your outer world reflected. This includes who you attract. If you're safe-minded, you're gonna have a safe-ass partner. If you accept mediocrity in here, you're gonna see mediocrity tapping on your door, knocking on your door, texting you late at night, or popping up in your dating app. This is not weird science. This is exactly what happens, which is why there has to be alignment. What you say should be speaking life and growth. Who you hang out with, who you choose for your partner, what you choose for your profession. These things should all be aligned, right? What happens when there's no flow and there's an interruption in the flow? Think of the body. If there's an obstruction, a blockage, artery, plaque, right? If there's an impasse in the body, it creates a space that is damaged, and it disrupts the entire functioning of the whole body. If we're talking about as a whole mechanism, right? So we want to create flow. We want to create continuity. We want to have consistency as well. And we want these things to go together. We want these things to flow and interconnect together, including choosing partners that are unsafe to a degree, because there's no stagnation. If you're with a partner who's predicated on growth, you're always going up. If you're always going up, you're always hitting levels you haven't been before, which is scary and a little bit unsafe. But it's unsafe in a positive way, because the safety hasn't gotten you anywhere. You've played it safe for several relationships in the past. You've done the mediocrity, you've done the predictability, you've tapped into people and chosen people who are reflective of old family traumas and people in your life that harmed you before. And as you can see, playing it safe became unsafe, or else you would still be with these people. So just a little bit of game I wanted to throw through. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that was on my mind today, as far as, like, we got to break out of that cycle of choosing based on safety, because that tends to permeate in other areas. We have to level this thing up. We have to make sure that we are choosing uh, based on what our worth, and what is best for us, not what is easily accessible. So shout out to you, Erica. I see you down there. Appreciate you guys pulling up. Appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you guys just, cycle through some of the previous ones, do your replays, just soak up, because I want this year to be one, to continue to be one of growth, of positivity, of peace, but also of hitting those unseen levels, hitting levels to which we have no reference point, and continuing that growth and that evolution, for life, because again, it's going to yield you everything that you want to manifest. So we want to keep these things in mind. But if you are new, make sure that you guys subscribe. Definitely click the link in my description box if you would like to book a session, check in with me, chop it up, ask any questions, things like that. And stay tuned for news. I'm cooking. I can't tell you what I'm cooking, but I'm cooking up some things that are gonna be really great. So make sure you guys subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Share the broadcast, and I'll check in with you guys tomorrow night.